Hi everyone, this is TheEmptyNester. How are you today? It's supposed to be fall here in Missouri, and today is a special day. It's the equinox at 3:02 p.m. It's September 22nd. The earth will shift and will soon be 12 hours or less. The days will start getting shorter. And so this is the perfect time for South American crops. Anything that's daylight sensitive that needs 12 hours or less. Potatoes started out as daylight sensitive, and somehow they can survive with longer days. You know, I'm not sure of all the details of how they adapted and were crossbred into adapting to our situation, but by bringing things out of its environment and getting it used to another environment, somehow the plant adapts and survives. And that's kind of what I'm doing here in Missouri, because I've got oca and yacon, and I've got a lot of the South American things like the Mexican gherkin and the Peruvian giant lima beans. And the lima beans are going to be really risky at them bulking up enough in our temperatures to be full-size seed before a frost hits us. So I'm going to have to cover and protect those and the other crops. At the moment, we've got some of the South American temperatures going on here, and we've got some 90s this month, and that's not normal. We've got 60s and 70s, and then in the 40s, and then 38 a couple nights this past week. And so today it's really important to start getting these crops ready to be able to survive my environment. And you kind of want some crops that can tolerate a lot. Where my oca, if you live in a climate that's heat, 90s to 100s, you won't be able to grow oca. They like a short day and cooler temperatures, 60s, 70s, 80s. And I've got two that were sent to me by the Experimental Farm Network last summer. Not this past summer, but the summer before that. And they were the only 2 out of 13 varieties that survived the heat. When temperatures in the 90s came, the rest of the oca just melted over and could not survive anymore. And I kept these guys in the shade, and they've made it. And then this year I've given the 2 varieties their own beds over here, and they're very well survived many days of high 90s to 100 in June and July and drought conditions. Then turned around in August with lots of rain, erratic up and down temperatures, and they're surviving. And you can see in the past week, the less sunlight we have, the shorter the day, the more these guys are perking up. So today, let me take and show you how they're doing. This over here is the yacon. It's a tuber, and these are a tuber. Unlike, pretty much like potatoes, another species that grows little balls under the ground. And this one grows kind of aerial balls. In the next few days to the next few weeks, you'll start seeing tubers form along the stem and up. And let me pull this grass out of here. These things just sit here and grow vegetation. If you look at them, they look like clover, and they are Axiola tuberosus. So Axiolus is a clover of sorts. But what you want to do now is start hilling these up like potatoes, how you hill potatoes up. Let me bring this out. And get a mulch on them. If my lawnmower is broke right now, having, what's that called, ethanol in the gas has damaged many lawnmowers. The carburetors, they can't handle it. And even though I was buying what's said to be a high octane gas, somehow I still messed up the carburetor on both the weed whacker and the lawnmower. So I can't go over to my daughter's and cut up oak leaves this year. I don't think I can get a lawnmower fixed quick enough to do that. But I'm just going to take the soil and hill these guys up and find something else that's light to mulch them. And put a plastic container. If you use those containers that are, you know, the tubs that are see-through, you could put tubs over this if you have just an individual space. My clear containers or tubs are in use right now. That one's got worm castings fermenting in there, and you can just flip that over and it makes a really good greenhouse. If you've got an old planter like that, you could flip that over for a greenhouse. And if you have to, use a bucket. I use that one for catching rainwater and things like this that are only good if you put them over top and add a plastic to them. And oh man, somebody got a hold of my peanuts. Look at that. I need to get these containers back on the peanuts. Not good. Someone knocked them over. I didn't realize that. But you can drape plastic over the plants like this, and if you use the baskets like that, drop plastic over them. Even an agribon or a paper bag would work. In the olden days, they would use these bells, cotches I think they're called, and put them over the plants. Here's an example of the wire hoop with plastic over it. I use this one for the cat here, Sassy, to get out of the rain, and it's got an umbrella addition to it. Or you can put a hoop over this and put plastic over them. But with the temperatures like they are right now, there's no need for that. This is perfect for them right now. Let's see. But as soon as I see danger of frost, I have to get the plastic out, or agribon. You actually don't want to get a lot of water in here, so plastic works as far as keeping water off of the plants. If it were to freeze, and here's the start of a tuber. Let me show you. Here's another tuber started on this one. I pulled it out accidentally when I pulled out the grass. But it'll be okay. See how there's a little bit of roots and then three possible tubers. We'll put that in deeper and it'll be fine. I'll show you more when I go to winterize or fall, you know, save these guys. But for now, I'll close and update you more on the other crops in the next few days. Thanks for watching.